Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rang alert, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back to the Tim and Steve Show. I am Tim Beard.
I'm Lydia. Wait a minute. I'm Tim Beard.
And I'm Lydia Urista.
Oh, that's better.
Oops.
I was confused. It's been a long weekend.
Yeah.
Well, short, because every weekend goes quick, but...
Yeah.
So, what do we do this weekend? Let's start with Friday. You weren't here yet. You were still in Massachusetts,
Yeah.
on the Cape,
Yeah.
where the sharks are.
No.
Yes,
I don't know what bit my toe, though.
a shark. Probably a nurse shark.
Something did bite my toe. It's like all scratched up and cut.
I told you to stay out of the water. Nope. You don't listen.
It wasn't a shark.
No, it wasn't a shark. It was a great white shark.
Ah!
So, Friday, we went up to Kohl's to get pants and stuff for the wedding. And that was a task that was not fun. Because, like, some reason Kohl's didn't have pants. Like, it's like everything we looked at. Like, I found a pair of pants I liked right off. And then, but they didn't have multiples to have, like Kyle's a 40-34. My dad's a 40-34. Alan's a 34-34. I'm like, dude, you're square. So, Ralph's a 29-29 or something like that, or I don't know. But they didn't have, like, multiples of anything. So I ended up picking pants out, and then the boys got pants that now your mom said she doesn't like, which I kind of, they were more like fitted. They weren't really dressy pants. Yeah, I don't know. But, so I snapped, I gotta find it again. There it is. I snapped this picture of Alan. Is this our buddy Alan where I was talking about?
Well, uncle, basically.
Well, he's like uncle to you, not to me. He's the one here in the purple bra and panties. No, I'm just kidding. He's the one trying to get a date, and he failed still. It was funny because there was shirts that said friends. I was like, hey, Alan, look, a shirt about something you'll never have, and it said friends. Get it?
That's mean.
He laughed. We give him a hard time, but we love him, of course. And then we'll play this video of... So we go to the front counter, and Andrew's like, all right, we're going to see if they can maybe order the pants online that we want. So that way we can just, here's the sizes, I order them. Well, that wasn't working well. Well, then there were stuffed animals up here. And Adelina grabbed one of the cards. And so watch this video real quick.
Okay, remember, you gotta put all them back after Adeline.
7, 8,
Pulling the card up.
4, 8, 6, now 7,
You're gonna have to have a job here soon.
8, now 7, 7.
Say, I hope you have money. Yeah, so that was her. So she didn't get all those. Yeah, she didn't get all those. They were $9.95 a piece, I think, and she probably had, I don't know, 30 of them in the cart. It was so cute, though. She was like just piling them in, and then she was counting, and of course she got to 8, and then, yeah, I think she got to 8, and then she
7.
yeah, and then backed off, and it was so
6.
funny. But she did end up getting one. Actually, Amelia bought it because I was like, well, Peggy, you're gonna have to buy one. And then Alan brings Max everywhere, his service dog, who's a husky. Yeah, husky.
Yep.
Yeah, husky. He takes one of the Tigger because of the Pooh Bear. You know, there was Tigger. There was, I think it was actually just Tigger.
And Goofy, right?
Goofy, which is Mickey Mouse. I don't know, there's a few different ones there. The dog's like flipping it up in the air, and I'm like, Alan, you have to pay for that. And Andrew's like, well, you know, if it doesn't have, you know, any marks or anything on it, then, you know, it's fine. And I'm like, no, the dog's been chewing it, flipping it up in the air, and all this stuff. And so, yeah, he was funny. He did actually end up buying it. I'm like, well, he got an extra $10 because he had a 20. I'm like, Adeline can get another one, but so we were just goofing around. But so we went there, and then so my parents were with us, my little brother, and then Alan and Peggy, his daughter, and then the boys, so Adriano and Emilio, me, Lydia, who was not there, Adelina, and Andrea. So we were hungry. So at first we're like, well, call Applebee's and see if we can get reservations. They don't do reservations, which I'm like, well, this is Friday night. So well, that's wonderful because when you go there, it's like, oh, you have to wait 40 minutes. We don't want to wait 40 minutes. Like, call ahead, you know. So they don't take a reservation. Screw it. So we called 110 Grill, which is right in the same plaza anyways. And they said, oh, yeah, we can do reservations. So we put it an hour out from when we got there. We got there at 6, 7. So, okay, cool. So I didn't see any of this, and I don't know why, but Adriano said something about it, and then your mom said something about it. So there was like a lot of commotion outside of 110. And apparently, then this news story literally come out the next day because Geronimo texted your mom and said that some guy from Massachusetts in a car apparently like pissed off some people crossing the road or something over by 110 Grill. He came in, like, so he followed them into the parking lot. He sprayed them with bear attack spray. So I don't know like what exactly that is, if it's like a pepper spray or what. I think it's like a pepper spray, but so he sprayed these people. And of course, they've now charged him with like 6 accounts of assault or something like that. But
They're walking, right? They're not.
yeah,
in the
like they're
car.
walking across Plainfield Road, I guess. So they're walking across the main road there. And then he was mad for some reason. I have no clue why. He follows them into the parking lot right over by 110. He sprays them with the bear spray stuff. And then obviously proceeded to get arrested. I didn't even, it's weird, I never even paid attention to that. We heard something originally, but then we went inside and Adriano saw it, I guess. And so then he sent the story. It was on WMER. It was like this guy from Massachusetts gets arrested. It was like crazy. So then we're down there. We went to Walmart. Not a place I like to go. I hate Walmart. No offense
I
to
love
Walmart.
Walmart.
I hate Walmart. You just like going because you like spending money, but I hate Walmart. But anyway, so go to Walmart. So we're looking around in Walmart and trying to get shirts, I think, at that point, which we did find shirts. So I took Adelina and went and found her a little cute little dress that she was like, oh, I'll wear this. And then the boys tried on. Maybe that's where they got their pants. I think that's where they got their pants. That your mom's like, I don't know if I like these. So we walked around there. But anyways, so on the way back, we stopped at McDonald's for an ice cream. And I'm telling you, Andrea saw it first. And I
She
looked
told
up.
me she didn't see it.
She's full of it. She's freaking totally saw it. She's lying to you.
I don't believe him.
You should believe me. She's the one that saw it first, and I look up. So it's a UFO. I didn't say it was a spaceship. It's UFO. And she's like, I didn't say I saw a spaceship. I'm like, unidentified flying object. It was in the freaking sky. Obviously, if it was
It
flying.
was an airplane.
No. And it was near the airport. But it wasn't. It was just like this little glow. And it almost looked like it was going to get closer. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to see a freaking spaceship. Like, this is going to happen. Tonight's the night. I'm finally going to see a spaceship. And it went, like, it was like that. And then it just, like, disappeared. And I'm like, and then I text Steve about it because me and Steve, you know, we obviously, like, interested in this UFO stuff, right? Because Zeta saw something out in Montana when she first went out there that was really weird that we still haven't got on the show yet. So we'll work on that at some point. But so, of course, I take a phone, my Apple phone, which has the worst phone service there is. Like, the picture is junk.
You
like,
can't really see it.
No, it's junk. So I did take a picture. It's just a
blur.
Yeah, it's a blur. It's nothing special. But then so Steve says, holy crap, Devin texted Zeta and said he saw like the similar thing. And I'm like, no way. I'm like, did he get pictures? He's like, no, I didn't get any pictures. I'm like, come on, man. I need a picture of this. Like a good picture. But so he saw it too.
Crazy.
Yeah.
This
So I'm not saying it was a spaceship.
I didn't say you said
But
that.
it was a UFO. No matter what. If you look up in the sky and you don't know what it is, it's UFO. Yes.
What if it's an airplane?
It's got a little blinky light. It was a UFO.
Oh. Well.
Maybe it was a spaceship coming here to pick up Biden. It's like, take me to your leader. And then they meet Joe Biden. You're like, never mind. He's sniffing our children.
Wait, also on Friday, when I went to the ocean, when we showed you, like, we went to the ocean, well, we talked to you, and then we went into the water, and I see, like, this big black fog. Not fog, but, like, smoke. And Paige is like, oh, it's just a boat. And I was like, that is not a boat. Like, that's a fire, because it got big and big and big. Well, we ended up hearing that it was, like, a boatyard on fire and a whole bunch of cars on fire, which was pretty close to us.
Yeah, you said something, and then...
I didn't smell it, but I could see the black smoke, like the sky. I was told Paige to send a picture to you, but it was crazy.
Yeah, then we looked it up Saturday or something like that.
Then I got home.
Sure enough, there was a guy that was a suspect. I guess they arrested him. I don't know, he caught it. I don't know, the marina thing was on fire. There's some pictures online of, like, a boat, and it was really black smoke.
He was wearing one shoe, and he ran away.
Yeah,
and the cops caught him.
That's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So on Saturday, we went to York, to the zoo. I don't know if you've ever been to York, to the zoo. It has... Maine, yes, York, Maine. It has gone downhill, but it was still pretty good because it's only like $15 for an adult to get in, so it's not like it's terribly expensive. But I didn't see the white tiger anymore. I think that tiger might have died.
He did die.
Did he die?
Yeah, I was trying to tell you guys that, and then Mom was like, oh, I think he died when she walked over.
Oh. So
it was something on Facebook, I think Mom said.
Yeah. So it wasn't... So they had a baby zebra. That was cool. I mean, he's laying down.
He's so cute.
I was like telling everybody, I'm like, oh my god, he died. He was moving, but I'm like, nah, it's the maggots moving.
When you said that, they're like.
So at the end of the show, I'll put up a bunch of pictures from the zoo and stuff. But one picture I'll put up in a minute here is there's this new thing up there, this big cage, I guess, full of parakeets. So we went in, and I guess for like $2.50 or something, you can buy a stick with birdseed on it and the land on it. Well, Olivia picks up a stick on the ground because someone dropped it, and it's trying to get a bird to land. And all of a sudden, I was like, all right, I'm ready to go. A bird lands on my head. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I stand there, and people taking pictures of me because now I'm this, I'm the person to take the pictures of, right? I'm the
photographer.
I'm the event now of birds landing on my apparently tree-looking head. And then a second bird lands on my freaking head. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, the whole time we were in there, I was like, someone's gonna get pooped on. Like, someone's gonna get pooped on. And now I have two birds on my head. And I got so lucky because it didn't poop on me. But I'm gonna put those pictures up right now so you can see them. And then, like I said, at the end of the show, we have a bunch of different pictures you can see from the zoo and stuff. It was a fun weekend.
Yeah.
You didn't know this, but I threw grain down the back of your pants like 3 times. So every time you'd bend down in the back of your pants, the thing would stick out a little bit, and I'd throw it in there. And I was waiting for a goat to like attack you or something.
One did, but it wasn't towards my back.
Yeah, I hit you in the stomach.
Yeah, so I was it was a big goat too. It was like it had the big old horns, and I was just standing there like turn around to like give some food to like the goat, like a different goat, and this goat just comes charging on me, and I like look over and it went bam right into my stomach. I didn't know what to do. I almost like fell. I was like, did I really just get bugged? And Mom's like, okay, I think it's time to go. It's like, glad that didn't happen to me. Emilio got kicked. He was just walking, and all of a sudden, all you hear is kunk.
Remember the thing sneezed on me?
That one was my favorite.
Why? Because it sneezed on me?
No, it was just so cute.
Gave me its goat Rona.
I was like,
It was funny that it did that, and then we went to there's a section you could feed deer. It used to be cool because deer could walk around you, but now they got them penned in. But so obviously, Adelina loved it, feeding the deer and stuff. But they had 2 goats in there. They were like the size of ponies. They were huge,
huge let me
huge
tell you.
goats.
The size, their heads were like bigger than my head.
Yeah, it was like I don't know.
I forget what it's called.
It was like a Saint Bernard. I mean, like size of Saint Bernard. Yeah, or even a Great Dane. They're big. They're really big goats. So, and then yesterday we moved some cars. Actually, here I got a picture here of this little. Apparently, this mouse made it from my house to the land.
And we go through a 50 zone.
Yeah, it stayed right here on the wheel, and then it proceeded to run away. So we did not harm the mouse.
I tried to pick it up, like to move it, and it ran away.
It will have plenty of food as it goes through the bins of food in the barn.
So annoying.
And then
My luck, it's gonna jump at me.
that'll be funny.
No, one time there's like 2 mice in like the cup, like where you scoop, and I pick it up just to like lift up, and then said like to like open the cover, and they jump at me, and I just scream, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, we've opened up the bin, there's like metal trash buckets so that the animals don't get in. So sometimes the cover doesn't get put back on right, or doesn't get put back on. I've had 3 chipmunks in there before. I've had a bunch of mice in there before. So you always kind of look before you stick your hand in there, but we always let them go though.
Yeah.
My only gray squirrel issue is at the house now, which now I don't honestly care about because
It's gone now. It don't come up anymore.
I know. Now that so then we built a carport last night, which is one of those like shelter ones that's got like it's like a big tent kind of, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That took a while. There was you, me, Mom, Adelina, Alicia, Matt, her boyfriend, and then Adriano, and then Nikki showed up, Steve's wife.
Nikki
And-
was there for a little bit.
Yep, she helped for a little bit with that, and then your Graham, Uncle Fred, and Sheila and Lindsay were there. We ate dinner up there. Had a little
It was good.
barbecue. Yeah, it was good. It took forever. It was literally dark when we finished, and we still have to go back later and just put a few
Bolts.
nuts in some places and hook some stuff down. But I think it's going to work good. We're going to put Andrea's, she has a
Punch buggy.
74, I think, or 76 Volkswagen Bug. It's purple, and I had it painted
Metallic.
2
It's
years
like a
ago. Last year,
metallic purple.
last year I think I had it painted,
You did.
but it doesn't have the windows in it, so keep it covered. So I wanted to keep it on the carport, so I don't have to put a tarp on it. But yeah, that was pretty much the weekend. Steve's supposed to call in here shortly. He's on his way to Texas. He's got a family thing going on, so he drops Zade off, and he's gonna head down to Texas. So you'll be stuck with just me and Lydia, or me and somebody else or just me for a little bit longer. But he'll be all right. So he's gonna call in. We'll see
A
how he's.
lonely car ride all the way to Texas. I wouldn't be able to do it.
I say he's gonna listen to the show. Maybe
Yeah, but
he still doesn't know about the picture I used of him that one day. Did I show you the picture?
no.
Oh wow.
Well,
Let me
like I
see.
would not be able to go to.
I used that picture right there.
Ah.
Yeah. He's gonna.
Would you put it on?
So when he called in, and then I put his picture up of him on the phone.
Tim, that's so
Hey,
mean.
only did it twice.
But imagine Steve did something embarrassing to you.
He would.
Good.
I don't embarrass easy. Steve embarrasses much more easily than I do.
Well, that's still not funny.
Oh no, it was hilarious.
But imagine that was.
Nikki thought it was hilarious too.
It's funny, but like.
So if he listens to the show, you know.
But also, like, I would not want to do a car ride all the way. He's gonna get so many surprises when you.
No, he's never gonna watch the show. It'll be all good. He's like, oh, it's okay.
Ah,
All right, so as we wait for Steven to call in,
that's too funny.
this weekend, this Saturday, the Apple Pie Festival on the Common. The SAU is giving away backpacks, school supplies, and books. So check it out. I'm pretty sure it says 250 backpacks. So from 9 to 3, we'll be in front of the SAU. There's going to be some tents set up. So obviously the Apple Pie Festival will be on the Common, but SAU is perfectly. Your toll building's right at the end of the Common, so it won't be far to go. Please take advantage of this. I'd like to see all those backpacks, gone, and that way, as it is, things are expensive. Electricity, everything's expensive, stupidly expensive, and backpacks nowadays are, $30-$40 probably. So, take advantage of this. I'd rather see you spend $30 to bring your kids to a movie or something than have to buy a backpack if you can get it for nothing. So, and they're all brand new, obviously. And then obviously check out the Apple Pie Festival. There'll be apple pies, and then there's a big book sale, and it's like the big thing in Newport every year. So, the funny thing is, I don't think I've ever gone. I've driven by a million times. I've never actually stopped, and so this year I'll have to because, I want an apple pie. Apple pie. Sorry, we don't have any mango pie. Help wanted rec center. So Monday through Friday, 2 to 5, looking for a person to help out, supervise students from grades 6 to 12, be a positive role model, participate in games with them, reach out to the rec center, probably Beth, BJ, to say, hey, if I'm if you're interested in that, I don't know what it pays, and none of that's listed. But it's a pretty cool thing. I mean, you're inside, it's 3 hours a day. You get to play games basically with children or 6 to 12th graders. They're children, but young adults, most of these kids, I would say. You're a young adult, right?
Yeah, I'm a teenager.
8th grade, though. Teenager. Check that out. And then also I noticed that they have sponsorship opportunities for businesses that would like to be part of the Newport Opera Association's 2022-2023 season lineup. So if it's something you want to get your business on, they have, I know like in October, Bob Marley's coming. They have a ton of things. So reach out to them if you're interested in something like that. Usually it's pretty relatively inexpensive, and it's a nice little opportunity to get your business name out there, but also, it helps the Opera House as well, obviously. So if you're interested in that, reach out to the Opera House and, let them know, hey, you heard it on the Tim and Steve show.
Yeah.
And you would like to know about the sponsorship opportunity. So, and as we already say, Farmers Market every Friday on the Common, 3 to 6. We never did make it to the last concert on the Common because we were working at the land, but hard to believe that. Like, that's it. Summer's over. Crazy.
Yeah.
Steve still hasn't called. It's been more than 10 minutes.
It's been 20.
Yeah. Crazy. Tell you. All right. End of the day, then. You'll fight for toilet paper, but not your freedom. Remember that. I still don't understand that when it came to COVID.
We fought for toilet paper.
Yes. Like, people are fighting over toilet paper. People are buying out all the toilet paper.
I remember we had no toilet paper. Not us, but like the store.
The store said none, and then we were like, because we have a big family, so we were a little nervous, like, well, we probably really could use some extra toilet, but think about that. COVID doesn't give you the craps. Why would you buy toilet paper?
Even if you're like quarantined, like why would you?
And then, even if it did, I mean, a pack of 20 toilet paper will last you for freaking 2 months.
Maybe not us, but like.
Yeah, not our family, maybe a large family, but come on. So, you'll fight for toilet paper, but you won't fight for your freedom? Like.
It's pretty dumb.
Yeah. What she said. No, it's crazy.
That's what I said.
Crazy. Like, crazy. Here, I got another one, too. The closer we get to November 8th, the cheaper gas gets. Understand the connection. So, if you haven't noticed, the gas prices keep getting lower. Convenient, isn't it? As we deplete our whole national reserve of fuel, which will come back to bite us, I'm sure. Things get a little better come November 8th, because it's voting time. And then after that, hold on, because I bet things get real interesting. So, I guess we better all vote and pray that Republicans retake the House and Senate. As much as I dislike them, they're better than the evil people trying to destroy the country right now. So, it's crazy freaking world we live in. I don't know. Sometimes you just wonder, right? Like, all right, I want to save these. Let's just call Steven ourselves and see if he answers, because the topics I want to get into are about the great state of California. So, you know,
love California. What was that other
California.
thing?
Oh, that's for later. We can't tell people about that one. We'll show that.
Hello.
Good morning, Steven.
I was just about to call you. I just know I got merged onto the highway.
It's like, I was telling Lydia, I was like, well, I said 10 minutes. It's been more than 10 minutes. I was like, what's going on? So I said, and I run out of stuff to talk about until I get into like the story. So I was like, well, I'll have to just call myself. And so, how's it going?
Literally about to call. He just said merge onto the interstate. Anyway, it's going all right. I drove a little longer than I wanted to. Cheyenne was kind of annoying in Wyoming. I stopped at like a travel center and it wouldn't let me get gas. My bank or whatever wouldn't allow me to use their pump system or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, how sometimes it does that anyway. So then I started going south, and then as soon as I got into Colorado, it was like big city traffic from like 10 minutes into Colorado all the way around Denver. And, I haven't really driven in much traffic for the last week and however many days I've been gone.
Right.
And it was dark, and I was in a different city, and there was construction, so there were concrete barriers on both sides of the road. So anyway, I ended up in Lyman, Colorado.
Where are you
at
now?
The Micro Hotel.
You in Colorado?
Yeah, I'm still in Lyman. I think it's like 3 exits. I got off on the first exit.
Nice. So you're heading down to Texas. How far is it from Colorado to Texas?
I'm going, like you can go, there's like several different routes, but I'm going over to Missouri and then going down.
Oh, okay.
So it's about 15 hours from here, 14 and a half hours.
Gotcha.
So I probably won't make it to Houston today, depending on how the, driving goes.
Yeah, 14 hours is a rough one. I've done that twice. I've left like 20 minutes. The best one I ever did was 20 minutes west of Charlotte back to Newport. It was like 14 and a half hours. That's rough. And then I've done, from Charlotte back, which takes like 20 minutes off or so. But yeah, 14 hours is a tough one. I guess it's different, with every landscape and stuff. But how long have you been on the road now?
I just entered the highway when you called, so I had to check out. So I thought 10 minutes would be enough, but there were, I turned my room keys in. I think I had a tick on me.
Really?
Weird. Yeah.
You don't want to get one of those ticks out there. They probably have something weird.
The vaccine.
Maybe they're patriotic ticks. Maybe if you get bitten, it makes you more patriotic or something. So,
but, I didn't get out of Bozeman yesterday till like 11:30. I went, picked up Zeta, took her to breakfast. Took us forever to find somewhere to eat because it was Sunday morning and everybody seemed to be out, at least in downtown Bozeman.
right. Was she excited?
So I didn't get out there till 11. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I was excited when I left for college.
Yeah. And
That lasted about like 5 minutes for me though, because I went to not a fun place for college.
Yeah, your college is a little different than I would hope hers isn't the same. If not, we'll have to go get
today
her.
Today they have the 350 clubs and organizations and intramurals on campus.
Oh, wow.
So she gets to, you see it in like college movies where they try to convince you to join sororities or whatever.
Yes. Yep.
Flag football, frisbee, ultimate frisbee leagues. I think there's a brownie. Zeta had mentioned maybe she'll join the brownie recipe or whatever because she likes to bake.
Will she bake and then send them to us?
I don't know. If she has easy access to a post office, I'm sure she would.
I would hope there's a post office.
If not, whenever she comes home for Thanksgiving, she'll
make us some. She'll spend her time here. Like you gotta make us some brownies. And so if people don't know, Zeta makes amazing chocolate chip cookies, which is like my favorite.
So good.
Yeah, she makes amazing chocolate chip cookies
And brownies. sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Zeta knows how to bake, so I think it's safe to say Nikki is not a baker. Nikki can cook. I mean, she won me over with some Hawaiian-style baby back ribs, some recipe that her mom had taught her. That's how Nikki won me over to get me to propose. She cooked me this awesome meal. I've never had it since.
Listen, we know it wasn't the ribs that won you over.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely.
And I'm not gonna talk negatively about her cooking because, you know, she brings stuff over occasionally. I don't want her to poison me. She's only made one thing I didn't like, and that was that green stuff, which reminded me of like the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey, and like when he's eating all the pudding.
Fudge Judge or whatever.
Yes, that's what it
That's
reminded
not
me of.
pudding.
Yes, and it was this green stuff, and I don't. Some people liked it. Of course, I don't like key lime and stuff, so that's some of it too. But one day she just made a box cake, and that was the best thing ever. She's like, "It's a box cake." I'm like, "Yeah, I like box cake. Like, it's good." So,
I said something to Zeta about you and food or whatever. She's like, "Well, Dad, you know Tim's the pickiest eater like I've ever met." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Oh, he's very picky."
that's not true.
Yeah,
So
it
you have a
is.
reputation
Yes,
as
it
being
is.
a picky eater.
I don't know how. I'm just
You are
honest with
picky.
people. Like, if I don't like something, I tell them. And of course, like Andrea puts in the kids, like, you eat it no matter what. And I'm like, screw that. If I don't like it, I'm not eating it. Like, actually, she did bring over peppers last night. So she came over to the land, and we put up a carport thingy, which took all night. But so we cooked burgers on our grill, and she brought peppers over that were stuffed with cheese. And I had a bite of Lydia's with it on the burger because they're like jalapenos and different things. And
They're good.
yeah, everyone said they were good. I went to like take another bite of just a pepper after, and it like burnt my tongue, and I was like, no, I'm good.
You didn't even take a bite. You
Real
licked
spicy
it.
stuff. Yes, I don't.
You licked it.
Yeah, I touched it with my tongue, and I'm like, whoa, no, that's good. I'm good. But it's funny because her mom ate, I don't know, some pepper, red one, I don't know, some pepper. And she's like dying, and they give her like bread and water, and it was kind of funny to watch, though. But,
It was.
And she's fine, but it
She's
was
like-
hilarious. She ate the whole pepper.
Mom's like,
Last year our peppers weren't very hot, even our like jalapenos. So this year, it's the exact opposite. All of our peppers are pretty much spicy. I mean, I think there's a few sweet banana peppers and obviously some bell pepper. But even I even bought spicy bell pepper varieties, like a couple of things I saw. It was like Ovation or Ocean State or something. But anyway, I even bought like Kate and Bell. I think I got those at Ocean State, to be honest with you.
Geronimo didn't think they were too spicy. He said they had like a mild taste. So.
Yeah, Geronimo, here's the thing, though. Geronimo likes spicy stuff.
I know, but...
He can eat super spicy things. You can eat raw jalapeno. I can't. I love spice, but not...
The pepper I ate last night wasn't too bad. It just like... I don't know what I had about it, like that I didn't want to eat it. Like I ate half of it and a little more, but then I was just like, I don't want to eat it.
Yeah, and then Matt, so Alicia's boyfriend, showed up, and he like put 5 of them on his burger and ate it. I'm thinking like he's just showing off, but he didn't go puke in the woods or anything after. He didn't, pass out or anything crazy.
Like
so
hot things.
Yeah, he took it like a champ. Hey, I will totally bow down to anyone that eats hot stuff and be like, yeah, I can't do it. I'm not such a manly man that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I can. No, I just be like, yeah, I can't do it. I'm good.
Nikki made dinner a couple weeks ago, and she didn't stuff them with cheese or whatever, but she just grilled. And I'll tell you this much: there were none of the, because I have like this, I have scorpion, I have the whole gamut, but mostly I have just hot banana peppers and jalapenos, because that's what she likes to stuff the hot banana peppers, and I like jalapenos and everything. Let me tell you something. I don't know if it's because I bought, because I got seeds from all around, like non-GMO. I ordered some from a organic gardener in Michigan that I watched a show on YouTube, and they were spicy. Like, I was uncomfortable. I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, I ate them, but I was mad, like, the whole time.
I wonder, too, is there anything about, like, if you plant your jalapenos next to habaneros and whatever, I wonder if the cross-pollination could affect the spice of them at all.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah,
I have to look that up. I don't think so. I think you have to Isn't that whenever they cut it out and they combine them together?
Yeah, I don't really
You know
know.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not really sure. I just that's the only thing I can think of. Like, but we've done that before. Like, I love making jalapeno poppers. They're so good. And occasionally you'll get one you're like, oh my god, like it burns, like it's so hot. And then you'll get other ones, you know, that are like nothing. And I mean, Andrea's cut. See, I make them, but Andrea cleans them. I totally, you know, but she's had them before, like burning her eyes cleaning. I'm like, oh man, we're never gonna eat these. But sometimes when you cook them, they're alright. But then other times, especially if it's got a little bit of red in it, I noticed with the jalapeno, it's hot. But so, anyways, it was a big hit with everybody. They liked them. It's not that I didn't like
Nice.
them. I was like, listen.
Oh, I got it. You're a picky eater, Tom.
Yeah,
You
that's
have a reputation.
I was like,
Your
there's.
reputation is that you're picky.
I told everyone, I said, there's one outhouse here, and I made it, so I claim it if I need it.
Hey, the windmills out here in Colorado where I'm at are actually turning.
That's good.
Yeah. They're not just a waste of space. Like, not, you know, the other ones, it's really windy through South Dakota, up that way. There were a couple times where, you know, I grabbed the wheel and freaked out because I felt like the car was going to get flipped off the road from just a gust of wind.
Really? See, I had that one
I mean,
time.
that's not an exaggeration. I was like, holy cow. Like, it's scary. Like, my heart rate jumped. It was that intense of a just random, like, push of the car.
Yeah, it's crazy. So going across 90 in New York, which you guys went across, I went out there, it was in the middle of the winter, me, Devin, and my grandfather, and they actually shut 90 down for track trailers because one blew over. It was so windy. We stayed at a hotel out there, and man, I've never been through a hurricane, but it had to be similar to that because I really thought the door was going to blow off the hotel. It was that windy. You know, of course, it's like, you know, 0 degrees with a wind chill. It was crazy. Yeah, that made me be like, I can't, you know, how Nikki's parents can live in Buffalo. I don't know how they do that, but that was nuts. So I know what you're talking about when you get wind like that and that moves the whole car, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
So what's the hot topic y'all are going to talk about today?
Well, I've got 3 stories out of California just to show how much of a, you know, shithole it is and you wouldn't want to live there.
Leave that out.
Not that it's not nice, it's just the policies of California are crazy. But I guess one thing we could talk about is an overwhelming 62% of college Democrats would never share a room with a Trump supporter, which I'm like, I don't get that. I don't understand, first of all, why, like, you could get along with anybody.
Yeah, it goes back to, like, can we all agree to disagree? Like, why is it got to be so...
Right. But then it says...
like polar opposites. Like,
right.
That's just ridiculous.
And then it was a whopping 73% said Biden shouldn't run again. I'm like, so you'd rather share your... I just don't get it. Like, what do you care, honestly, when you're in college about politics as far as someone you're living with? I mean, I could get how, you know, if your roommate was going to be... is a furry, which we've talked about on the show before. Yeah, I could see maybe you wouldn't want to share a litter box with a furry, but a Trump supporter, like, I don't get it. I just don't understand. Like, he hung up on me, I think.
I think he lost service.
Tony hung up on me. I'll let him call back. Apparently he's one of the 62%. Nah, I'm just kidding. I won't say that. That's not true at all. But can you imagine just like, I mean, honestly, like, I know everyone has their differences, but do you go to school and be like, look at one of the kids in school and be like, oh, you like Biden, so I don't like you. Like, how does that play in at all? Like, I don't get it.
People look at me as like, oh, you're a Trump supporter. I don't like you.
But that's so stupid. Like, how does that...
I don't do it to them, but...
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, I can disagree with politics all day long, but if I saw, you know, someone that I know is a liberal, or not even liberal, liberal's not the right word because we all like are liberal to some degree, but you know, if I saw some Biden supporter broke down on the side of the road and it was someone I know,
I'd help them.
Yeah, I would stop and help.
Also, like,
you know, like, it doesn't make sense.
I have a friend. Well, I don't know if she considers me her friend, but like, it's like we have like 2 different sides. Like, I agree to this side and she agrees to that side, and we just hear both each other's sides.
You ever notice too, though, if you ever actually, oh, there he is. You hung up on me.
Even right now it says I have no signal, so I guess we're not the only ones without phone signals in New Hampshire, because right now it shows I have no bars.
I swear, everyone's complaining about Verizon up here, and everyone's like, well, if you go to 5G, it's going to be better. And I don't know if they've gone to 5G
No,
up
it's
here.
not. I have 5G.
It's garbage. Oh my God, the phone.
It's
Just for
garbage
money.
because I can talk to you, and then if I'm where there's 5G, when it switches over to 4G, it cuts out for 15 seconds.
Right.
At least that's what my observations are. I don't know if that's technically correct, but
They just do it for money.
Yeah, I mean, remember during COVID when the kids were out of school and Verizon and all these other companies like boosted their data stuff so that they didn't have. So like we all have unlimited data nowadays. It's kind of a common thing. However, when it gets to a certain amount of gigs download or whatever, it slows down, which is done on purpose, which it shouldn't. So during COVID, they boosted it all up, and like phones seem to work better. But now we're post COVID, so it's a little bit. I just don't get it. And everyone's actually around here has been complaining about, especially Verizon. The phones don't work around here. It's the phones from the freaking 2000s work better than these ones. It's crazy.
Well, when I moved out there, or moved to Newport, we had Sprint, and I called, and the first person I talked to was like, "Yeah, we'll have to release you from your contract. We don't have any things, but call back in 5 days. We just gotta whatever. I don't know. It was something weird." So anyway, I called back, and like, it shows that you have 2G access on your property. And I'm like, what, out by the pond? I got to go sit out at the back 40 and make a 2G phone call in 2018? That's just ridiculous. So I no longer have Sprint, but, Sprint's now joined with T-Mobile, so it might be a little bit better, but.
Yeah, I feel like it's a.
They call T-Mobile T-Maybe. That's what the soldiers used to call it. Anyway.
And that's the thing, though. I think it's a game. I really do that they play that. Because Verizon was like the top one for a while, right? And Sprint was horrible. But then Sprint and T-Mobile merged, and sounds like now, like a lot of people with T-Mobile around here, it's better. So it's almost like a game of, okay, you take these customers for a couple years, and we'll switch back and forth kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It just, how is it in today's day and age the phone doesn't work?
Exactly. How do we not have high-speed internet being fed directly into every house in Newport?
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Right. I mean, I thought that was done like during Obama's time, right? I thought that was a big thing. Like, it was, and I thought they passed a law that everyone was supposed to have access to high-speed internet. And I don't know what the date was of like by completion of, but I don't know.
I feel as if that what you're saying is correct, or there was something, because it's a part of life now.
Right. I mean, a lot of people work
whether you like it or not. Like, right. You got to be able to. My phone line, whenever the tree fell and knocked down the power in the phone, you can see the phone line dangling from the pole. Like, I guess they don't even run checks to see. I don't have, local phone service, but you think they would know that the phone line is down at my. Yeah, on my property or on that right of way.
The phone service is horrible. Like the power company is different because obviously power goes out, everyone calls, complains, and they fix it. But like for instance, my grandfather lives in Croydon. He's been there forever, and his phone, every time it rains, his phone won't work for a week. It's just static, whatever. And then someone had said to him at one point, "Oh, it's because Croydon is like the oldest phone lines around or something like that." I'm like, why don't you fix them? Like, this isn't free. You don't provide me with a free service. Power's not free. The phone's not free. The internet's not free. Nothing is free, yet you provide me with crappy service. But if I was a business, if I'm running my business and I provide crappy service, customer, it affects my business. But these companies are so big, it's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to change from public service to who? You can't, because that's just how it is. You're going to go from consolidated to who? Nobody, because there's nothing you can do. And I feel like that's how it is. Like, even Verizon, like man, I was paying some phone bills that were over $1,000,
Hey,
and it's nuts.
we've been sold a bill of goods that's all just to try to make us feel good. But I'm
Right.
telling you, the roads. So let's just look at it from this perspective. On the East Coast, everything's an easy pass, or or they have their own toll system. A couple of states or towns, whatever. Worst roads I've driven on. As soon as you hit like the Midwest, not even like, but as soon as you hit the Midwest, there's no tolls and the roads are awesome. So how is it that every mile or 5 miles, whatever it is in New York, you're paying a toll to use interstate highway, and it's garbage? Then you get out west, and if it's not nice, they're rebuilding it, and even the traffic flows smoother. Granted, it's not as populated, but there was a lot of traffic merging into one side, like so both directions of travel would say drive on the westbound lane. You know what I'm talking about? While they totally are just digging up and rebuilding the other directions. So I have issue with all that. So you see all these observations, and you have people telling you how awesome and great everything is. I think it could be. I think it's designed to be, but right now it's not. We have just total waste. I mean, even just thinking about our community center being put on the whole entire country taxpayers because it's pork in the budget. You know what I mean? Like, what does somebody in Texas care about our community center?
Right.
That, taxpayers are paying for.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just, think about it too, like the roads. So I will say New Hampshire roads are really good considering roads in Mass, New York. I mean, I've been in those roads are horrible. But we're still like Springfield Road. It's just insanely bumpy. But that's our vehicle. So you pay so much money to register your vehicles, and then the maintenance.
Right, that has nothing to do with our income tax or anything else. That's gas tax.
Right.
And our, the DMV and the town tax collector's office, like federal tax. So our income tax does nothing for the roads.
No, that's just for the military, and
that's to send over to Ukraine.
Yeah. Which there's another story that, and I didn't even have it on here, but I just remembered as you said that is, so one of the congresswomen, I think it might have been Marjorie Greene Taylor, but called out this administration over the weekend because they sent another $800 million to Ukraine, and apparently they don't have to vote on it or nothing. They can just do it. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, $800 million. You know what you could do with $800 million in, say, New Hampshire or whatever. Like, all they do is just spend.
Yeah, spend.
800.
We would be bankrupt right now if we operated like they do.
Yeah, and I swear it's like, oh, so how many of your politicians were like, would you need a little boost because the economy's not going good? So, we'll send $800 million over and funnel back, $80 million or $100 million or something.
Well, it's like Liz Cheney. What was she? She should have had roughly $1 million for her time in Congress, and she has $37 million over that. Her net worth has improved $30-something million over that however many years she's been in Congress.
Years. 6 years. Amazing.
6 years. So she should have gotten paid whatever it is, $100,000-something. So I think it comes out to like $1 million, whatever that she's earned.
Yep.
But yet her net worth has increased $30-something million.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's just, and then Liz Cheney, I saw a story last week. Liz Cheney, her husband is partners with the person in the firm that is the lawyer for Hunter Biden, which, I found that interesting,
Yeah. It's unbelievable because all you have to do is open your eyes and be open to believing what you see and hear, and not believing what you've given authority to these experts. It's just ridiculous. This guy is reading. It's Ron Burgundy. They show you in the movies exactly how life is. Like you put it on the screen, Ron Burgundy's going to read it. That's basically who people trust to get their nightly education of what's going on around them in their local, state, national level. I mean, even us, like don't believe anything we say. Hopefully you'll go and look it up, and if we're wrong or if we misinterpret or something, then you let us know so we can do more research. But for the most part, I have my opinions, but I believe my eyes. I don't believe what someone's telling me when I see something differently. Like if I see a pattern of whatever, I believe it. I don't believe what, any expert claims to be tells me. I believe what I see with my own eyes.
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy. And so there's another story here, a Berkeley co-op house, which isn't on campus, but house rules declare that white guests are not allowed in common spaces. Like, are you freaking kidding me?
I remember when, was that in the 90s and maybe even into the 2000s, country clubs that, were shut down or whatever because it's considered racist, but it's not racist if you don't like white people. I don't know. Like, that to me, again, you can't tell me anything other than that's racism. Like, if you don't want me around you and you don't like me, whatever, and you don't know me, you're being a racist. You're judging me and you don't want to be around me because of my skin color, not because of my character or anything else. So,
it's just,
again, it's believe your eyes. Like, it doesn't matter how they try to spin it or anything else. It's, if it's bad for, this group of people, it's bad for another group of people. It's either bad or it's not. Right?
yeah, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I just can't. I don't even get it. Like, so.
I know. Hey, we're in a clown world. I've been saying it for 70 some odd episodes, probably. But
no. It's just the left is constantly saying the Republicans are the racist, excuse me, which I find is funny because Democrats legit are the party of the KKK, and then obviously Berkeley is going to be very much a left organization, and they have a place where whites aren't allowed. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, we're going to go back to the 60s now, but instead of blacks not being allowed somewhere, it's going to be whites? No, we're not going to play this game. Like, everyone's supposed to be equal. None of us have a problem with obviously that because it's supposed to be equal, but it's just crazy.
Yeah, and something like that, that's, I don't know, back in the day you would say, well, the real world's not like that, but you see more and more, I don't know, you can identify, like if you're dyeing your hair pink and blue and everything else, I am going to judge you on your hair before you even open your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's just how life is. Like, I have now picked up a pattern that if you look like that, you have these certain thoughts that do not align with mine, and therefore I don't even want to get to know you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to engage because I know, or I have a good assumption of what you're going to do, and you think you know what I'm going to do, so why even bother? I'm not going to be angry or hateful, or, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like that, but it's like I'll turn around and walk the other way, like.
Right. No, I know. It just used to be the same thing. Like, what the hell was the song? Long-haired hippies need not apply or something like that. It's like if you had tattoos, it was, people were all like against tattoos and all these things. And because you had this perception. Now, are those people really the way you think they are? Not all of them, obviously. But, I don't know. It just, the whole world's gone crazy.
It's like the motorcycle riders back in the day, same thing.
Right. So, yeah. I don't know, man.
Dude, we just live in a crazy world where, it would be nice to have open conversations and people to be open-minded and look at things like, because I try to see things through other people's eyes, and I kind of have my own, non-expert opinion that, they've had a rough life. They're not, popular in their own eyes, or they have low self-esteem, and this gives them a sense of power over, the captain of the football team that seemingly gets everything he wants, or the captain of the cheerleader team, but you don't really know what's going on in their lives. They may have horrible home lives that they can't stand waking up every day, but, because they're successful at football or they're successful at work, as you get older, everybody thinks life is easy for them, and it's not.
Right.
And that's not to say you haven't met somebody that was mean and unkind to you, and that's unfortunate, but you can't make assumptions, just like I'm making assumptions about them over, I'm wrong for doing that. That's why I'm kind of acknowledging it. Like,
Right.
you got, like we always say, you got to have those conversations, but do you have a good idea where that conversation is going to start? Yeah, depending on what, like us wearing our anti-communist voting shirts or whatever, people have a pretty good understanding that we're not going to be sympathetic towards, communism.
Right.
In any form or fashion. Like, don't even try to engage with me because you'll end up losing that conversation, by the way, because I, studied political science in college, and I have a pretty good, and I followed it my whole life, even though I was a human resource manager.
Right. No, exactly.
It's crazy.
It is.
We all should be nice to each other. We're all a lot more similar.
Yeah, exactly.
We all need the government to spend if we're going to pay an illegal income tax, it at least needs to benefit us. We need to see more than $600 coming in, and I didn't even get that. But, it's like, what the heck, man? It's just, you send Americans $600 after, would it take them like 3 months to vote on that? But they'll hand wave billions of dollars to Ukraine.
Yep. Amazing, isn't it? America last. That is the policy.
That's just... And most people tell them, I bet if we were to talk to them, we'd be like, yeah, that's ridiculous. But there are going to be some people that are like, Viva la Ukraine or whatever. It's like, good luck with that. I don't want...
Right, it's the same thing, though. Like, I have no bad will towards Ukraine, but I don't need to pay for it. Like, they're part of NATO. That's NATO's freaking job, not our job. We're not the freaking world sugar daddy, and nor should we get involved in these things anymore. Like, yeah, there's some you need to be involved with. I get it, but leave it alone. It's not our business. And think about it. It's been going on for, what, almost 6 months now, and it hasn't fallen yet? Like, come on. It's probably just...
and they're giving them some pretty... Allegedly, they're giving them some pretty high-speed weapons that it's ticking off Russia.
Right. And Russia,
we don't want to go to war with Russia over
Ukraine.
Over a coup that we allegedly, initiated in 2015.
No, exactly.
We being the, U.S. government.
Right, because that's what we like to do.
14 or 15, I can't remember what it was.
Stick our noses in things and then cause issues and then walk away and just let it... Yeah, it's nuts. Like... All right, well, you drive safe today. And
I will. I appreciate it. I'm fighting Google Maps, man. It keeps rerouting me. I keep telling you what route I want to go, and it's not letting me do it. It's really making me mad. I don't. You know what I mean? Like this.
That happened to us going to Massachusetts. It wanted us to go the longer way.
Yeah, I don't like Google.
Because it's doing this green energy efficient thing, and I don't care about that. I want to go roads that I know that I'm comfortable on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you guys are on the road.
Right. No, exactly.
I think we lost him.
You still there, Steve? Well, that was the end of Steve today. So Steve's headed down to Texas. It's in Colorado now, and he's fighting with his Google. So he's not alone. He's got Google to keep him company.
Well...
Arguing with it. He's probably having you imagine that, like, we talk about how crazy people are when they're wearing masks in a car by themselves. Imagine someone that's going to pass Steve right now and he's, like, arguing with his car.
They probably...
Who's crazier, Steve?
They probably think he's arguing with someone on the phone.
Maybe. I would be like, who's that person arguing with?
That's like us arguing with Siri.
He's hitting his car. He's like...
Stupid.
True story. All right, just a couple more stories and we'll wrap up because we're going long here. So here's the 3 stories from California. Tell you how messed up California is. I just don't even... And this is, like I keep telling everybody, this is a perfect example of why you don't want the people in charge anymore, and they need to go because California is the goal, right? We want to be like California as a state, or excuse me, as a country. The last thing you want to do is be like California. So... Registered sex offender attempted to sexually assault a child in a girl's restroom at a California school. So, a lot of weird things here I just don't quite get. So, this guy, and I don't want to mention his name because I don't like to mention shitbags' names on the show unless it's Biden, but He was arrested Friday afternoon by officers of the Riverside Police Department and is charged with attempted sex act on a child under 10 and being a registered sex offender on school grounds. And he's being held without bail, which, you know, that's surprising for California, but good on them, because he should just be locked up for life, honestly, or sent to Russia. Stick him out in the Yukon, or not the Yukon, yeah, whatever. Campus supervisor allegedly heard a girl crying in the school bathroom and observed a man come out of the restroom. The school supervisor reportedly followed the man as he exited the school, jumped the fence, entered his vehicle that was in a parking lot, and he drove off and he called the police, whatever. So here's what I don't understand. Nowadays, in today's day and age, with violence at schools and all that, how the hell, first of all, he jumped the fence, okay.
How did he get into the school?
How did he get into the school? That is a good question. How did he walk into the school? There should be an investigation on this school right here by, like, I don't know, I can't even say the governor, but, like, this should be huge. This school should be getting
sued.
Not sued, but, like, the pressure should be on them for the fact that, now, what if this man who just walked in to sexually assault a girl, like, well, that's not bad enough. What if he had a gun and decided he was going to be the next, you know, Uvalde, Texas? He walked into the freaking school. Like, are you kidding me? This should never, ever, ever happen, ever. And whoever's responsible for this door being unlocked or whatever, and who knows, maybe the school's not even locked down, which would tell you right there that you need to wake the hell up. Like, what world are you living in that's not safe anymore? You have to lock your doors. You have to have one entry point where people come in. Then, like New Hampshire, like now to go in the school,
You have to go through a tunnel.
well, you go in a little thing, and then you get in there. They take your license and scan it to make sure you're not a sex offender. Because if you're a sex offender and you're on school grounds, it's illegal, and you'll be asked to leave, or you'll be removed if you didn't leave. Which most sex offenders wouldn't just show up at a school because they know they're not allowed to be there. This dude just jumps over a fence, walks in, and then attempts to assault a freaking 10-year-old under the age of 10. I don't know. Here's another story. California. School calls police to remove a 4-year-old boy with developmental issues for not wearing a mask when that county nor that town had a mask rule in place. And the father's considering legal action. I hope he sues the living crap out of them. So then in the police, although they sympathize with the boy and understand, they removed him from the school. Because apparently in California, it's okay to have a sex offender molesting a child in your bathroom, but it's not okay to have a 4-year-old developmentally challenged child that doesn't want to wear a mask. Good times. And our last story of California, in LA, a 7-Eleven is completely overran and robbed.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Watch this video. The audio is a little weird on the video. It's not obviously not my video. We took it off YouTube, but
It's crazy.
Watch this video real quick. That's crazy. You have, I don't know, at least 50 people probably going into the store and just literally robbing it blind. And none of those people will be charged because California passed the law. As long as you steal less than $900 or $990 or whatever, they won't charge you with anything. So once again,
That's crazy.
this here is the direction. If you let the people that are in charge right now continue to keep being in office, this is the direction they want you to go. They want to make it okay for adults to have relationships with minors, as we've talked about on the show before. They will kick your 4-year-old child out of school because they didn't wear a mask, yet they'll let you rob the 7-Eleven blind, and they'll not charge you because, it is what it is, right? So if this isn't a wake-up call, like, why don't you just randomly call some people in California and be like, hey, how's it living out there? Because every day I keep finding stories about California, whether it's, robbing of stores or some other nonsense, mostly robbing or assault on people constantly happening. And you had the Olympic, was it swimmer? No, I cannot remember. Swimmer, someone. Olympic lady that was out there that was assaulted by a homeless man. I saw some WWE female star was assaulted when they went out there like last week. Complete chaos. Complete chaos out there. Like I said, you couldn't pay me to go to California, but it's unfortunate because this is literally the direction this country is trying to go, is the California way, with drive your electric car and all that, but your streets are filled with fentanyl and people are overdosing and your camps of homeless people, but that's okay because California does such a great job, don't they? Like, insane.
I wouldn't want to live there.
And I believe Berkeley's in California, where they don't want the white people to be in a co-op building. So, all right, today's game of Who You Trust More. I couldn't find what I was trying to find the thing like last week, but I just have this kind of sums up most of it. So, things I trust more than a vaccine from Bill Gates. So this isn't even the FBI, but this is just trust more. So a one-night stand with Charlie Sheen, tap water from Flint, Michigan, an email from a Nigerian prince. We've all gotten those. A daycare run by Casey Anthony. Yeah. Gas station sushi. I probably trust more than all these.
Yeah.
I would trust gas station sushi.
I don't want any sushi.
Yeah, I don't like sushi.
Sushi's disgusting.
But I would trust that over the FBI. And cocktails with Bill Cosby. Yeah. Yep. Those are definitely things I'd probably trust. Vaccine. That's true. Yeah, good times. All right, this last little story of the day. So there's some behind the scene of it, so it's a news story out of Arkansas. 3 officers have been suspended. There's a video, it's a graphic video of 3 white officers beating the living hell out of a black man. Watch the video, and then we'll come back, talk a little bit about it.
We are following breaking news tonight out of Crawford County. According to Sheriff Jimmy DeMonte, 2 sheriff deputies and a Mulberry police officer are on suspension due to an investigation of excessive force. Now, we do want to warn you that in 30 seconds, we will show you that video of the incident that happened in Mulberry earlier today. It is hard to watch, so if you have any small children in the room, you may want to take them out of the room. Tonight, we are hearing from the Crawford County Sheriff's Office. According to Sheriff Jimmy DeMonte, the incident happened at around 10 this morning, starting when Alma police officers received a call about a man making terroristic threats to a gas station employee, spitting on them and threatening to cut off their face. DeMonte says the man then traveled to Mulberry near exit 20 by bike. That's when the Mulberry officer and 2 Crawford County Sheriff's deputies met with the man. They say it started off calm. Then the man began attacking a Crawford County deputy. DeMonte reports the man pushing the officer on the ground, punching the back of the officer's head, which he says leads to this video we are now going to show you. Sheriff DeMonte says the 2 sheriff's deputies and Mulberry officer are currently on suspension. The Crawford County Sheriff's Office is asking state police to investigate as well, and they will host their own internal investigation. DeMonte also says he told the deputy to go to the hospital to check out their injuries. And as for the suspect, he is currently in the Crawford County Jail on multiple charges, including terroristic threatening and aggravated assault. DeMonte confirms the man was taken to the hospital but refused treatment. And as of now, the deputies and the officer's name have not been released. We also do not have the name of the man arrested. Stay with 5 News as we continue to learn more on this investigation.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, don't you think?
A little excessive.
A little excessive. I mean, now there are some things that, because when I first saw the story, I was like, what the hell? I mean, this guy did go in the store and like threaten to cut off the dude's face and all this, and he assaulted an officer. But once the person is down on the ground and they're going, and he's clearly seems like he's resisting arrest. He's not just peacefully sitting there, let him put cuffs on him. But there's the one officer who like points the camera after and like threatens him, and then there's the other officer that I believe says, "Shut that effing camera off." I couldn't really hear it, but it almost sounded like that. So if you're an officer, first of all, you should always know you're recording no matter what, because that's just the world we live in. But so there's one officer in the air that I couldn't see him do a ton wrong yet, but there's the one that was kneeing the guy in the stomach repeatedly, which that's pretty bad. I feel like that's probably a step above where you should go. But then there's a guy that should be charged, in my personal opinion, that he's repeatedly punching the man in the head, but then it gets worse. He goes to like lift his head up and slam it on the ground. Now, if I got into an altercation with people out, say on the street, someone came up to me and I got in a fight, and say an officer came up and I had him on the ground, and I was punching him in the head and then like slammed his head on the ground, they'd probably charge me like attempted murder or something like that. But you have these 3 officers that are, now it's not okay. Maybe if this guy just walked out of Uvalde and they did this, all right, I'd be cheering him on, to be honest with you, which that's me, because what happened there was a horrible, disgusting crime. But this is excessive force to the point, and it's unfortunate, I guess, as a cop, because if you're a police officer, we don't know what happened before this 100%, but the point is you have to have control. So once the person's on the ground, and I know he's resisting,
And there's 3 officers.
and there's 3 officers, good-sized officers, couldn't handle one
guy.
One guy.
Maybe 2, but they don't need 3.
Yeah. So, and I get it. We've all seen people resist arrest, all that. Unfortunately, once again, it's a black man on the ground and 3 white officers, which I'm sure the video wouldn't have made headlines if he wasn't black, because it's not the rhetoric that you see in the news media.
Yeah.
I believe they say the stats at least a year or 2 ago were more white people are shot by police officers than blacks, but it's excessive force no matter what. I don't care if the guy's white, brown, green, purple. I don't care. What the hell? Like, I don't get it. If you're an officer and you don't have any control like this and you see yourself as this person, you should find another job, because it's just not the job for you, apparently. I don't get it. This shouldn't happen today. We watched a whole summer of cities burning because of George Floyd and everything, and you still have these idiots out there doing things similar, which I haven't heard anything burning in Arkansas yet, but like, what the hell?
Crazy.
Nuts. I guess I could see why some black people would be scared to tell their kids, I don't know. I guess I can see it sometimes. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said, and I watched it and I'm like, well, the guy wasn't, he didn't just like get pulled over. It wasn't like a simple stop, but still the excessive force is way, way, way over the top. Especially that guy like slammed his head in the ground and was punching him repeatedly. Crazy. Get up and tase him. Tase him.
Yeah.
Tase him is a tool that you have that, and I
Protects you.
Yeah, it's an
Or stops
officer.
him.
It's non-lethal force. I've never seen anyone be able to resist a taser unless they're on some really hardcore drugs. Usually, biggest guy drops, tase him. You know, I don't know. And maybe they didn't have tasers, but I can't imagine any officer not having a taser nowadays.
Yeah.
It's so common. But anyways, so on that note, we'll just do a positive meme of the day. The only people who deserve to be in your life are the ones who treat you with love, kindness, and respect. And that's a good one. I agree. Yeah. So, at the end of the show, like I said, I'll put a bunch of pictures up of the weekend of the zoo and stuff. And Steve's going to call in tomorrow. I actually have Lisa Ferrigno coming in tomorrow, who's, I believe, second grade teacher at the Rich's school. And been trying to get her on all summer. And then actually, it was so ironic. We were at the rest area going south on 93. And I saw Paul Brown in the bathroom. I'm like, hey, it's Paul. And I said hi to him. And then I saw Lisa in the little store there. And she's like, yeah, come on the show. And I was like, I forgot, yes, you gotta come on the show. So we're going to have her come in tomorrow. And I'm sure we're going to talk about school and whatever else you like to talk about. She's welcome to talk about. And, yeah, perfect. Thank you for being on the show today and helping me out.
You're welcome.
You're going to have more energy tomorrow. I'll give you tasks. You find stories to talk about. You're not liking that idea, are you?
No.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If I don't see you around town, I will talk to you tomorrow.
Goodbye.